hey, it's Kelly. That's me. Mama on a mission, living life free. Faith in my heart, yeah, that's my lead. If you need a love, come follow me.
Day one, sharing and encouragement. I got this book off the Logos Hope when they bought it here in Cape Town. And it was in 2017. And since then, I've been using this devotional. And it's encouraged me in so many seasons of my life. And with that being said, today's scripture comes from Ecclesiastes 3 verse 2 to 3. It says, a time to be born, a time to plant, a time to heal, a time to build. It says, we have no trouble seeing God as a source of our health, our life, and our happiness. But those who are alienated from God, both within the body of believers and without, may consider themselves excluded from the blessings. For those people whose lives have been marked with pain and strife, the blessings of God seem so far away. Perhaps they've even lost sight of a loving God. Perhaps they've grown hopeless. Dark season in a person's life will do that. They will obscure the goodness of God and make us think that we are all alone in this world. They turn faith into skepticism. And in the dark night of uncertainty, people who once held God will either hold him tighter or even let go altogether. When the temptation to let go comes, it is important for us to remember there is a time to be born, a time to plant, a time to heal, and a time to build. There's a time for life and a time for blessing. There's a season for the goodness of God in the life of the one who believes, and it is certain that it will come. A popular interpretation of this passage is perhaps aided by the melodies of the past generation. Implies that a season for everything means that we can just take about any approach. We can just live life how we choose. A time for everything can mean, or even must be misinterpreted by that anything goes. But the heart of this passage is all about discernment. It comes, it keeps us from becoming too proud, reckless during the times of prosperity, and from becoming dark and dreadful in the times of scarcity. It keeps perspective in balance so that we don't get too high during the high times or too low during the low times. It reminds us to discern the difference between knowing that our actions depend on the big picture of changing seasons, not just on the weather. So if you're a believer going through a low time, know that it will end. God has seasons, and many of them are good. He never deprives his children of all good seasons. The light will come, the cold will thaw, and God will bless your life in its time. God bless. Ciao, ciao.